Hey guys, I'm Most Geek here. How's it going? Um, I've been meaning to make a video of this laptop for, let's say, around 2 months' time now. Maybe 3 months. Definitely 2 months. Um, but yeah, it doesn't look like much. But what this is an Asus ROG G73. This is a high-end. Well, I think it's a high-end. Yeah, must have been a high-end gaming laptop from around, I'd say, around 2009. Um, there were a few models in this same series with like just a different few letters at the end. This is a JH, a G73JH, and there was a G73JW as well, I think, and another one. But basically, it was just a variance of different CPUs and different GPUs. But let me show you around this thing, and then I'll show you what it's got inside and see what if it actually has any performance compared to the other machines I have of this era. And maybe it could be the new retro games machine for games of this era. Let's have a look and see what it can do. But before we do that, I need to show you what's this thing has in terms of ports and things. So on this side we just have, I think it's just a regular 10100 1000 Ethernet, USB 2 side ports on this side. There's a bit of track plastic here. That's because of my doing. I'll talk about why it's all what I've done to this thing so far afterwards. DVD drive here. You can have a Blu-ray drive as an option, which would have been really nice. Two headphone and mic input jacks. We don't see that anymore. It's usually one jack, isn't it? And I'll show you the other side. Okay, here's the other side. It's all sticky here, so that's why there's cling film on top, because it's all this rubberized plastic that's just gone bad over time. And I don't really have much. There's not really much I can actually do about it apart from replacing the panels, which is hard to do now, considering it's an old laptop. But anyways, another two USB 2 ports, SD card reader, which I think also supports MMC MS Pro, I don't know that one. HDMI, VGA, and your charger port. And on the back, the vents for the CPU and GPU, which do run pretty hot. So gaming laptop things. At the front, as you saw earlier, it's just the indicator lights. So yeah. Let me plug it in and show you it running. And of course, being forgetful me, I forgot to show you guys the base, which is pretty important as well, because it explains a few issues it has. Underneath this huge door here, well, bay, you can see the RAM. There are 3 sticks here, and there's another stick underneath which you have to take the whole front, like, keyboard assembly off, which is very annoying. But it supports DDR3, and right now it's only got 12 gigs of RAM. Here under here there are 2 spaces for SATA hard drives, 2.5 inch. I have one SSD in here right now, and one slot is empty because I don't have the bracket for it. But yeah, originally it came with this SATA SSD here, which I don't think is original, but it's a 64 gig one, pretty small compared to these days, huh? What is that? Is that some tape? Odd. But yeah, there was also a 750 GB hard drive in it on either side, which was just sitting there with some styrofoam to support it without bending and stuff. And basically, this laptop was sitting for 10 years or so. Not 10 years, I'd say for the past 5 years or something, under my cousin's bed, and because of a hard drive fault, it was having a bad sector, and I still have that hard drive somewhere. And you just stop using it which is a shame, but it has aged quite a lot since then, so it does explain why. As another reason, he would have probably stopped using it because of how old it is, if anything else. There's a little subwoofer here, which doesn't work, unfortunately. A Windows 7 Home Premium sticker there. Not sure what would have been next to the Asus sticker here. Yeah. That's the model number. Oh, this and motherboard version and things. Serial number, I think, over there. Only a 3-month warranty. Good lord. And a teeny tiny little battery, which actually is pretty useless. If I can take it out single-handedly, I can show you people. There you go. Can do some things with one hand, I guess. Let's see here. 4,400 milliamps. That is ridiculously small. Like, for example, most mobile phones have batteries this size, and this thing is a absolute hog of a laptop in terms of hardware, because the i7 in here, it eats around like 45 watts, which is, you know, pretty high. So I think this battery would just be useful if you're moving the laptop between rooms or something, because it doesn't even have integrated graphics, so you can't even make it efficient. So yeah, let me just flip it over again and show you the screen and everything. So yeah, give me a second. And there we go. As you can see, it's got one of those stupidly annoying glossy screens, and you can see myself. Hello there. If we look down here, you'll see it's got a semi-decent keyboard. If anything, it's all right to type on. Pretty much like a normal modern keyboard. It's got worn out in a few areas. I've actually had to remove this whole thing here because this thing was overheating so badly. My goodness. Like, the CPU was idling at around 70 degrees, 80 degrees, and it used to reach 100. And the GPU was also frying itself, which is not good. And I'll talk about that more because that's a common issue with this laptop. At least for this Radeon in here, which is pretty unreliable because of this reason. When this thing was first released, you'll see it, and if you see on the internet, like forums and things from Asus, you'll find that there are a lot of people complaining about how, oh my goodness, I spent like $2,000 on this laptop and my GPU is all fried up and it's doing a gray screen thing. And basically Asus was such an ass about not helping out with that thing, because they just said, oh, let's just give you some new BIOS and drivers and see if that works without even testing or something. And it turned out to ruin a lot of people's laptops even more. So I'm lucky to have this one still running. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this in terms of issues it's had. But I have put new fresh thermal paste in the CPU and GPU heatsinks, so it's running pretty okay now, I think. Nice decent trackpad size, I must say, with more of the rubber that's gone sticky. It's on the power button and the turbo button, and I don't know what that other one was next to it. We'll have to see. And the backlight button, because it does have a backlight, which is pretty nice. It's a really annoying one. It's a whole layer of like plastic sheet that when you remove the keyboard it separates away from. Yeah, it's very stupid. But yeah, as you can see, i7 Radeon HD 5870M graphics, and yeah. So let's stop blabbering about and see if it turns on. I hope it does. Haven't used it for a while. There's noises. I think the key was escape for the BIOS. Let's see here. It's F2. Aha, there we go. Perfect. That's the SSD I have in this thing, by the way. It's just a Patriot thing. So what is going on with this thing? Give me a second. DVD drive seems to be going a bit crazy right now. What? Yeah, it's very stupid, this button in here. I'm not sure what's that about. What? Hold on a second, let me pause this. It's not supposed to be doing that. Okie dokie, laptop is being stupid as usual. I had a game in here that I was going to try out later. I think I've talked about this game before. If not, I'll go into it later. But yeah, here's the BIOS. It's on its original BIOS. I am very scared to change the BIOS because of that graphics card issue. And I've seen that some of the BIOS revisions have changed the fan settings, so that's actually why some of the people were complaining about, because the GPU fan was not ramping up, unlike on the original BIOS with the original drivers, like what I have right now. I did run Windows 10 when I first got this machine, and with the Windows 10 provided drivers, and this thing was doing the same issue as other people were having, where the screen was going totally grey and it was just freezing up. But then again, it was overheating, like due to clogged up heatsink. So I'm thinking about giving it a try on Windows 10 again. Sorry, but yeah. Oh, it has 14 gigs of RAM. My bad. Just your regular American Megatrends BIOS right here. It's got a few interesting features. You can change the boot screen of the BIOS, not of the BIOS, of the splash screen, where it says Asus instead. There's also a few features here, like this is to update the BIOS, and here you can have a, what's this thing? Oh yeah, that's to have the fancy logo showing up on the splash screen as well. That's to change the picture if you want. That's if you want to make it, if you want it to play a sound when it boots up before it goes into Windows. And this is an overclocking thing, which is actually pretty cool, I must say. I have tried the turbo feature on it, but I don't really notice a difference. That's just for your mouse, virtualization. That's so boring stuff here. And it turns out you can't do RAID on this. I thought you could, but yeah, only AHCI on IDE. Let's go back here. And yeah, UEFI boot, which surprisingly is disabled, but it does support it. I'm surprised. I don't think my other first gen laptop, which I haven't done a video on, supports that, but we'll have to have a see when I do that video. And that's just more boot stuff. Security, nothing interesting. Yeah, let's just discard and get out of here. So I can make the screen a bit brighter to make it a bit easier to see. And we'll have to do it once it boots up. Sorry about the flickering camera here. That's just my camera freaking out because of the screen's refresh rate. But actually, it doesn't look too bad. The screen is really nice and bright, which is surprising how old it is. If I make it downwards a bit, you can see there's less clear now. Yeah, perfect. This is running Windows 7 Ultimate, totally legit. And it actually feels like I'm using something it's actually like stupidly speedy for 7. It's got a i7 720Q. There was a 740Q as well as an option, and one more that I can't remember the name of. And those came with the GTX 460 as well, which is interesting, I must say. Yeah. So that's that. If I show you here, I'm thinking about putting 10 on this thing, because one of the reasons being, what's going on with my Wi-Fi? Come on now. Aww. But yeah, one of the reasons is so I can run a few more games, because a lot of them are now just are forcing you to have 10 as a minimum requirement, which is just, very annoying unnecessarily. Let's turn on the Wi-Fi there. That's probably why it was not working. As I mentioned before, this does have a nice backlit keyboard, and I've actually installed the drivers, which is why all this fancy stuff is showing up. It does have a few hotkeys here. There's a sleep one. There's also some important ones for like projecting and stuff. Audio controls as well. No pause and play for some reason. This seems like it would be a nice multimedia kind of laptop. But yeah. What do I have installed in here? I think I have Flight Simulator. Let this thing do its thing for a bit. I have installed it, and it does play pretty fantastically, I must say. We'll show you in a bit. But before I show you that, I'd like to show you a few things this thing comes with, as well as the screen resolution on it. Yeah. Sorry about the shakiness. 1600 by 900. So yeah, it is a base model screen. It's not the fancy full HD one. If we go here, I think I had, some of the stuff here. This control deck thing, if on the left you can see, is just the whole UI thing that shows up when I mess with the hotkeys. And this one here is like a power management thing, which it's on high performance now, but otherwise you can just keep on all of this stuff and it will just shut off the fans and hopefully make it a bit less warm to use. Right now you can't really hear it. If I turn off the my air purifier in the background, you'll basically not hear it. So let me just turn that off quickly and you can see how loud it is just at idle. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, pretty silent, and temps are pretty perfect as well for a gaming laptop anyways, especially one of this age. 55 degrees is it does go lower than that, I must say, and the GPU stays at roughly the same. 53 degrees. And just to give you an idea on how hot this thing was running before, as I mentioned earlier, the GPU was idling at 77, okay, and the CPU around roughly the same. And when they were playing games, when it was playing games on Windows 10 with the clogged heat sinks and everything, it was killing itself. The fans were on full blast. It was burning up, and yeah, eventually just decided to freeze up and die. Until I saved it, of course. But yeah, enough blabbering. Let's see how it plays a few games. Unfortunately, my the keys here are dead, so let me just get a mouse here so I can try and play this properly. Okay, so yeah, I got the mouse here, and I need to get the receiver. Sorry. Where is it? I think I put it here somewhere. There. Right. Let's plug this in here. Good old Windows 7 sounds. So yeah. This keyboard has got a few dead keys, as I was trying to say earlier. This one I think is dead, and one of the keys here as well. Speakers, as you can hear, are decent-ish. Let's make this shut up. But without the subwoofer, I'm guessing they're missing out on some tone, if you will say, some bass, I guess. They're really tinny, that's for sure. And we're getting a solid 60 FPS right now. It is on high settings, and I'll show you all that. Or is it on the recommended settings? I forget, but it does pretty well. for sure. And it's also pretty quiet as well. You can't really hear it, can you? And not much heat out of the back yet. The fans are going bad though. I can hear them with their dry bearings. Surprisingly, this is the only one that's this is the only machine that I have that really has bad bearings in it for the fans. But then again, gaming laptop probably gets hot a lot, and yeah, which is also why I have it on this fancy table here, which it has some slats at the bottom just to give the ventilation grills at the bottom a better chance. It would also I'd say if it wasn't so heavy and stuff, I could probably still use this as a daily laptop because of how it performs. Let's see here. It's gonna be hard to do single-handedly. Yeah, proper 60 FPS, you can see there. I'm using the touchpad right now. Yeah. Hard. I don't know how touchpad warriors do this. This is insane. Oh. Not a sweat for this laptop, that's for sure. And there we go. Let me just show you this thing here. Very high reflect all. Yeah, it's pretty much max settings. I think this is on not max. No, it is max, yeah. But yeah, for a 2009 laptop running I think this game is from 2006. Please correct me if I'm wrong. It does alright, so yeah, that's good. Let me just watch the chaos around here. I can't really do much with this stupid trackpad. Oh my goodness. Dead again. Yeah, let me show you another game and show you how it does with that. Okay, so I've just put Race Driver Grid back in the DVD drive. So let's give that a go, I think. Only we got 350 gigs free, surprisingly. I still need to put another hard drive in it, just to give it a bit more storage. Because literally every game I chuck at this thing, which I have that's slightly old, it's done surprisingly well. It does take a while to load up this game though, that's for sure. And then you can see me again. I'm not sure if I've shown you this game before, but this is basically this is the game I played back when I was 8 or so. This is the first game I got for my first PC, which I've also talked about before.
Hello, boss man. Welcome back.
And it is so much fun, honestly. I just love going back to playing this game and just crashing the hell out of these cars and racing them or whatever. It's so much fun. Let's see here. Get out my favorite one. Where's the R10? Oh, yeah. Stupid arrow key doesn't work. This one works too, I think. And yeah, we'll leave it on that. Unfortunately, I don't have the FPS counter again, but from what I can tell, and again, it's not a very accurate thing, but it seems to be really lag free. Probably 60 FPS. It feels like I'm playing this on my first machine again, which also, funny enough, had a 5850 in it. Despite being a desktop version, not a laptop one. When I keep HWinfo open, it also shows like an FPS counter or something, like a max FPS that's reached. So I guess I can try to tell them that my racing skills have deteriorated a lot since then, that's for sure. But yeah, this game seems to run pretty well. Let's show you another one before I run out of time here and data. Before we continue, I'd just like to show you the settings of this game as well, just to show you what it's playing on. And if you can, if I mute the sound here, you can kind of hear the fans running a bit harder now. But yeah, it does really well, and I'm surprised by that, considering how much of a state it's in. Oh yeah, right now it's just in medium settings, fully. I will try high at some point and see what that looks like, but it should do that just fine. So yeah, on to the next game. And I'm sorry, one more thing. I promise you, this is the temps it was reaching. 72 was the hottest so far, and 62 is where it's at right now for the GPU, and the CPU, I believe it hasn't changed much. It's not a very CPU intensive game, that one. Yeah, 49, 60 was the max, which is, you know, perfect. And yeah, let's show you the next one, which I've downloaded here. Good old UK Truck Simulator. Can't be more English, can I? This is on medium settings? We can't have that. We can't have that. Stick it on high. There we go. Let's see how that does. Should do alright, I think. Let's see. Turn that down a bit. Don't have anything saved? Oh, odd. Now, just to give you an insight on how old this game is, this is before SCS Software got all their licensing. So Scania's Swift, Man is Man. I think that's the only one licensed, and DAF is whatever that is. I forget what it's called. We'll see if we start the game here. Let's call it that. And let's just start in Felixstowe, huh? I think they had the Majestic C-Class, which is actually just a... I think it was just a Mercedes Actros or something. Oh no, it's the Scania. Yep, I didn't read that properly. Go away, tutorial. We don't want you. Let me get rid of that. Also, I think we can turn this up a bit more. Come on, game. Why are we being easy on the laptop? We need to be as hard as possible. Yes. 8 times. I thought that crashed for a second, huh? Gameplay. Tutorial. No. Okay. That's gone. Does seem to struggle a bit. I've noticed some stuttering already. Where's our trailer? Good job, me. Alright, let's move. Again, I don't have Afterburner set up. I need to figure out how to do that because it's actually important. But as you can see, it's not the most smoothest gameplay. But it doesn't look bad, I must say, considering how old it is. I can hear the GPU fan ramping up there. Or was it the CPU? But yeah, does alright. Can't really be expecting too much out of this old graphics card, especially with its known case of dying off like that. So yeah, on with the next game. Alrighty, another old game to try out. Farming Sim 2009. I think this is era appropriate. Should be. And now we just wait for the DVD drive to do its thing, which it has. This game, even though I've downloaded it and everything, it doesn't let you run it without it doesn't let you run it without having this disc inside it, which is annoying. Let's take a seat here. Give me a second. There we go. I think this is on high settings. Let me actually should check that quickly. Oh, anti-aliasing is off. Oh, it's on medium settings. I think we can put that on a bit higher, can't we? Yeah, let's try that on 4. I haven't tried it before. On this setting, it's another game I really need to keep MSI Afterburn on my machines. It's something I keep forgetting to do, and it's, like I said, it's so important. Everybody uses it, and it shows all the information, so why not have it on? Thing is, I don't know if it works on 7 anymore, that's for sure. Yeah, this is pretty smooth. There was a time when I was running all these games on my main machine, and they performed just like how this thing is performing, pretty much perfect. Apart from UK Truck Simulator, that was running but better than what this was doing. There we go. Take a quick drive around here. Oh, you just saw the grass loading in here, and all the crops. Yeah. I think if I turn up the settings, this field hasn't even loaded in. What's going on? Well, I think it's a bad one. But yeah. Have a look here. Ah, it's all. And if you look into the distance over here, it's all not loaded in yet. So I guess that's just to do with the anti-aliasing. If I turn it, up a bit more, let's have a look. Max. Yes. This should cook the living daylights out of it, I think. Does help having an SSD in this thing, otherwise I'd be sitting here all day waiting for all these games to load and everything. There we go. Oh, that was basically the same. Let's just see if the LOD is better. And by LOD I mean how the objects load in from the background. Well, how many objects actually load in, depending on how far away they are. Yeah. I don't think that's really changed, if anything. Doesn't seem like the machine is struggling either, so yeah. Looks like it can do some things at max. Although then again, this isn't really a demanding game. So there is one more that I would like to try on here, GTA 4 being that game, but doesn't run on Windows 10 anymore, Windows 7 anymore, so that would mean I'd have to put Windows 10 on it for a game that also doesn't really run well on anything, so I don't know. Let's go on to the next game, shall we? Okay, here's a favorite among many. I'm sorry for those who don't like this game, but it's something I must try because a lot of people do play it. Good old Roblox. And I'm just trying this Greenville game. I play this sometimes with my mates, but only for funs and to annoy little kids. Loaded decently quick. This is one game that is very CPU dependent, and if you have a really crap CPU, it does struggle really badly. Let's see here. I can't move the thingy with this. That's very annoying. Shut the hell up. Goodness me. Sorry about that. Mute that. Yeah, I think this is on max settings, which I can already hear one of the fans ramping up because of this. My stupid this trackpad here, it doesn't do two finger scrolling. It just has these stupid side scrolling things. But yeah, this is on full full graphics, which is surprising. Let's have a look here. Let's get in the car here and try drive around like that. Can already hear the fans ramping up a bit more. Also, the Wi-Fi card in here is kind of slow. It only gets like 40 Mbps rather than 70, which is what we have right now, which is a shame. But I can upgrade that if necessary. I think there was a diagnostic thing here that could also tell you how many frames you're getting. Give me a second. It's been a while since I've opened it up. Performance stats? No. But that would be useful anyways. Nah, it's not really useful anyway. Let's just keep it open and see how it does. So, yeah, 236 ping is not great, is it now? But it does run it and seems to do alright. If I keep it at a lower graphics setting, it would probably do better. I think that's the CPU going a bit crazy, or is that the GPU? Yeah, it's the GPU as usual. Now we know why this thing has dying fans. But yeah, I think that will be the last game I try on this thing. I'm making this video too long and not many people watch them anyway, so for this length. So I think I will just end it with one more thing, which I will show you guys here. I think I have H1 still open. Yeah. So for those of you who are still watching to the end, this is how it runs Unity Heaven. On full screen at low settings. So yeah, let's have a go and see how this thing does, because boy oh boy is it kind of interesting and actually kind of disappointing. I think this benchmark did release in 2009 as well. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Heaven is the no, sorry, not Heaven. The other, which one was the other one? There was one after this. I forgot the name of it. This is way past my time. I never used these benchmarks before. Only superposition. It's running at 40 FPS right now, which is alright, I think. Can I show you the things here? No? I can't show you the graphics cards info. Okay, never mind. But basically, I'm gonna let this run for a few minutes and then show you the times. But before I do that, I'll just show you what the frames are like as it runs through this. You can hear the GPU fan going a bit crazy right now. 60 FPS. It fluctuates between 40 and 60. And there is quite a decent amount of heat coming out of the back. I mean, not much heat, but rather more airflow. I think this is one of the reasons why I hate gaming laptops so much, is that they just cook the chips so much badly that even no matter what kind of coolers they put on the chips or bigger fans and whatever, it just never is adequate enough. And I'm surprised this one has lasted so long. even with its previous overheating issues. Well, actually, it wouldn't have lasted that long, considering it was so clogged up, as you'll see in some pictures at the end, but you can hear the GPU fan going a bit more crazy now. I think that's it, is at max speed. I'll run it for a few more minutes and then I'll come back to this. Okay, so it's been running for a few minutes now, or like 10 minutes or so, and its frames are the same, and its fan has reached the max output. I mean max speed. It's pretty warm back here. Not too bad though. But let's quit this and see what HWinfo says. Okay, we don't need to see the CPU, that's pretty much the same. 81 degrees. And mind you, this is running on Noctua paste, and the heatsinks have been completely washed out, and the fans have been completely cleaned as well, so yeah. Not perfect, but at least it's not grey screening like it used to. And for the final thing, just show you how it does with YouTube and that internet game I always play on these other machines. Older machines, I mean. YouTube. It does HD playback just fine actually, and the HDMI thing does show it. The HDMI port does output, I think, full HD. The regular full size version, which I've shown in my Mac video actually, to be honest, does 2560 by 1600 or something like that, or 1440p, which is pretty decent for how old it is. I'll show you what the sound is like on Macs as well. It does get pretty loud actually. I've been meaning to make a video of this. So yeah, that's cool. And what was this? Yeah, that's 1080p. Doesn't support 4K. But yeah, it does plentiful to be a normal work laptop, if anything, if you would even carry this thing around, and it still plays a few games just fine, which is pretty cool actually. I doubt I can play this single-handedly. There are a few games I might be able to play that I must try out if I put Windows 10 on it, like Valorant, and I think Overwatch 2 might run. Oh dear. Yeah, I had a feeling this wouldn't go well. So yeah, it's time to wrap up the video. Thanks for watching if you stayed for this long, and consider, if you want to, nobody's forcing as usual, like, subscribe, comment if you want. Let me know if you guys think I should upgrade this laptop to Windows 10 or not. Try taking the risk of messing up the graphics drivers on this, because right now it's running on a very old version that's obtainable from the Asus website here. I'll actually show you this, because there might be some owners of this same laptop who are looking for some stable drivers for their... And I just got it right from here. You install this very version, and hopefully it should run perfectly fine, because when you install the Windows Update version, the GPU fan stays at the same speed no matter what, and it just cooks itself to death. So yeah. Anyways, hope you, as mentioned before, and that's about it. Have a good day, or night, or evening, or morning. See you in the next video. Whoopsie daisy, as usual. I forgot to show you guys something that might interest you. The Windows 7 experience thing here, score, which is pretty much all 7s actually. I'm surprised the graphics is slightly lower than the CPU, but gaming graphics is the same. Hard disk drive is at 7.7, processor at 7, and RAM at 7.4. So yeah, that's pretty cool, I think, no? But yeah, I'm gonna leave you guys to it. Have a good one, guys. See you now.